Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Day, where we do, I like doing this, where we do low income budgeting. So over here is low income budgeting. I have seen, I follow quite a few like channels where, they budget, but they're not low income. So over here is where like this is legit low income. Okay, boo. This is low income budgeting. Um, I'm not an expert or anything like that. I'm just doing what I know to do, what I'm learning to do, and I'm just taking you all along with my journey to financial freedom. And I know last week, I was talking about something last week in my last video, and I always forget to mention you do not see grocery in my budget right now because Eric, my partner, he pays for groceries, so he gives me money to go grocery shopping. So groceries is not in my budget right now, and I just kind of wanted to preface that because I know some people are probably like, I mean, do they eat or what? Look at me, I eat. But I just wanted to like let you all know that. And so today we're just kind of looking over my January budget and then my miscellaneous weekly spending. For some reason, like I love doing that. I love doing my miscellaneous weekly spending because I get to see like where am I falling short? Where am I messing up with my coins? So we are going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about 4 budgeting techniques that I found online. 2 I already knew about, and then 2 I found online, but we'll talk about them anyway. And just to kind of give you an idea of like some of the budget techniques. But you can also do your own search and do your own little research, see what works best for you. And once you do that, you should definitely let me know what that is and how you are budgeting your money. Do you even budget your money? Like let me know. Let me know. Do you budget or do you just go by the your bootstraps? Is it? I don't think that's the saying. That's not the saying. And go by the skin of your teeth. I'm not good with those. But yeah, just let me know. So right now, I'm just gonna recap a little bit of my January budget. All right, so this is my January, what I projected for January to be, what it to look like, my bills. Those haven't changed, but I think I'm gonna add credit card to this side also, and I'll explain to you why in a second. So this was the actual. So this was my check for the 31st. I took out money for my rent, and then Google Music was paid. I have not taken out money for gas yet. I'm gonna do that today. So I took out money for rent, and typically what I do is I give this 365 to Eric. He puts it in his account, and then he pays. And then, but I actually gave him 600 because I spent the 35. I put 20 in my gas tank, and then I bought food and stuff with the other 15. So I owe him $35. So that means I only need to take out 40 for gas because I'm not going to take out 60 and I already put 20 from this paycheck in my gas tank. So I'm going to have to take out 40 for gas. But anyway, so I Google Music, rent, and then gas. And I think I'm going to add credit card on here because I want to get that paid off. And then my total is 607. I'm sorry, 706.99. And then my remaining balance is 88.52. So I looked and I'm like, let me add these up to see what my remaining balance will be. Typically like around about monthly I should have $264.21 left over. So about $264 I should have left over monthly. And I'm going to explain what made me write this down. So over here is my weekly spending. So I didn't do the very first week of January. I didn't start doing this until this week of January. So here we are this past week, January 26th, which was last Saturday, through February 1st, which was yesterday, Friday. These are the things that I bought. So I got White Castles one day this week. I bought Indies one day this week. I I went to Kroger we had a team meeting at work, and I had to make something, so I made like a buffalo chicken dip, and then I don't know that this Kroger 271. I don't know what about. No telling. Um, so basically, I spent 34.16, and technically, I spent a little more than that because I used some of my rent money. I used some of that money to get me some food and stuff yesterday for work. So looking at this, I ate out 3 times this past week at work, which is ridiculous. Like, I never do that. Um, but I did spend less. Like, you see, each week it's going down less and less. But I totaled that up, y'all, and I spent, I don't know what I did. I wrote it down somewhere. It was like $191. So for my miscellaneous spending just for these 3 weeks was $191. And if my, that means I have less than $100 left. So that's an issue. But yes, that was my spending for this week, $34. It was less than last week and less than the week before that, which is good, but it's still, not okay, especially to be eating out so much. Okay, so that was my, like, looking back at my month and then looking at my my miscellaneous weekly spending. And I just have to say, so the miscellaneous spending, like the stops to the store, buying snacks and stuff like that, I need to, now that I see what my money is going to be looking like every month, I need to, like, budget even more, like break down budgeting. My money all need to have a place to go. I have debts that I need to have to pay. I have debts that I have to pay. And I just spending $191 like on random stuff. Whether I needed it or not, I just need to know, like, okay, this money here is what I'm going to use all month for eating out or buying snacks or like those little stops at the store. This money here is what I'm going to use for like hair care products, toiletries, things like that. So that brought me to do just a tidbit, like very minimal research on different budgeting techniques that you can use. Now, mind you, this is low income budgeting. So, some of the techniques that I found, I was like, this ain't gonna work. This won't work for me, or it may not work for anybody else who's low income, because it requires you to spend such a large amount of money, or such a large amount of money for certain things. But I'll just let you know what I found. And so zero-based budgeting, that's basically whatever your income is, your bring home income. So your net income minus your expenses need to equal out to be zero. So that means every single penny that you bring home has a place. I don't care if it's going into, like, you pay your bills that you have to pay, you buy your groceries that you have to buy, you do like your, gas and the things that your necessities, the things that you need to pay for every month. The things that you need to pay for every month typically are around the same. So like your mortgage or your rent will be the same. You spend about the same, you pay about the same amount for gas every month. You pay about the same amount for groceries. If your grocery bill is like up and down, I just go to the groceries, I just buy groceries, I don't budget that money or anything. Like, think about budgeting for groceries. So if your family can typically eat about $100 worth of groceries a week, which is not a lot, so it's not a lot. If your family eats about, and it's just throwing out a number, $100 worth of groceries a week, we have about 4 weeks in a month. So you look, and you can look at a calendar and say, this is how many weeks, so this is how much money. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to budget $400 a month And that's just that. I don't care if it's 5 weeks in this month or what. I'm budgeting $400 a month in groceries. Do that. So with, again, zero-based budgeting, all of your pennies have a place. Like, they all go somewhere. They go into your savings account. So, you know, you need to save, or they are going to some debts, or they all have a place. You don't have any wiggle room to slip up and do anything, right? And then we have the cash only budgeting, which is using cash envelopes. What I would like to do, so I really like, to be honest, I need to do zero base slash cash only, like, because all my money needs to have a place. I don't need any wiggle room for anything, because I'm one of those people. I give myself an inch and I take a mile. So basically, with the cash envelopes is, you are going to the bank, like, you are literally only using cash for everything you need. And I kind of do that because I feel like with gas, especially, I think I would just be like, oh, well, I can go do this, that, and the fourth because I have gas money. So now then I'm like, $120 a month basically is, I mean, pretty much is what I do. $60 from each check goes into my gas tank. Now, out of my last check, I did not spend the whole 60. I didn't tell y'all that. I forgot. My bad. I didn't spend the whole 60 in gas. I used some of it to buy snacks. So, that's another thing. I need a cash envelope. This little $30 here is going to be for your snacks. It's going to be if you want to go get you some White Castles for lunch today or whatever. If I don't have anything left, I have to take a sandwich to work. I have to figure it out. But I cannot use any, like, I can't use my debit card or any of that. So I need to really be disciplined, and I really need to, like, buckle down on that, because I have learned just these past 3 weeks that I spend so much money on snacks, and the stuff that you see isn't even all the stuff, because I might have cash in my wallet and I'm like, oh, like, I've literally depleted all of my change going to this little corner store by my job buying fudge rounds. I love fudge rounds. 50 cents fudge rounds and a 50-cent bag of chips. Like, it's a problem. I have a problem, okay? But yeah, so again, zero-based budgeting, that's where your income minus your net income minus your expenses is going to come out to be zero. That means everything is going everywhere. So with that, make sure you can do like all your necessities and things like that. Do like a little bit of miscellaneous, you know, if it's like, you know, you need a cash flow, a birthday party, whatever, you have children or whatever the case may be. Some that's going to go into the savings for those type of things, for, you know, birthdays, Christmas, gifts, and all that. And then you're going to have some that's going into your debts, because we need to pay down our debts, guys. Like, if you are trying to buy a house, or, you know, one day you want to go get a nice car, not one of these little corner lots, and no shade to the corner lots, the corner car lots, but my first car came from a corner lot, and my car only lasted me 4 months. Okay, so, okay, so what was it? Zero-based budgeting, income minus expenses equals zero. Cash only, that's using your cash envelopes. So you breaking everything down, like paying cash for everything, cash for your gas, cash for your groceries. You are not using a debit card. That's what cash only is. You are not using your debit card. You are literally using the green stuff and the little change. Like, that is all. Once you are done with your grocery budget in your little cash envelope, there's no dibbling and dabbling in another envelope to say, well, you know what? I want to buy pieces for the kids tonight because I don't feel like cooking. You need to think about that when you're creating your grocery budget and when you are actually creating your grocery list, because it's good to have those little easy, quick meals like tuna. I cooked tuna the other day. Like, stuff like that. Oh, my heat's popping on. Sorry. So then I found a couple of other ones that I never heard about. So one is called the balance money formula. So with that, 50% of your income, your net income, your bring home is going to your needs. So if you make $100, this is ridiculous, but just to make it work, you make $100. Okay, let's say you make $1,000. You bring home $1,000. Excuse me. If you bring home $1,000, 500 is going to your needs. If that makes sense, 500 is going 500 of that. So you get paid for. In my instance, I get paid twice a month. So if you get paid twice a month, 500 from your first check is going to the side for your rent, mortgage, car, gas. You gotta buy clothes and food or things like that. Like, that's what 500 of that first check is going to. And then 20% is going into savings. Oh Lord, now I gotta do math. So $200 is going into savings, whether that's your retirement plan or emergency fund or whatever. Like, that's where 200. So you can break it up however you want to break it up, but it's this allocated for your savings accounts and all of that. And then 30% goes towards your wants. First off, when I wrote this down, I didn't think about that. Like, why would I would rather do 200 for my wants, like, than 300 for my wants, because I'd much rather pay my debts and all of that. But anyway, so 30% goes to your wants. So that's like eating out, which is $300. It is eating out. It is you want this T-Mobile bill because they do have cricket and all of that. So technically my bill, like, technically it is a want because there's cheaper ways for real that we can have these communication devices. So your cable, that is a want. Your internet is a want. Like, if you want to go take the kids out to do something fun, that is a want. You can do free cheap stuff at home. That is a want. So again, with the balanced money formula, 50% goes to needs. So your first paycheck, 500 is going to the side to take care of all the things that you have to take care of. Your housing, your food, clothing, your transportation, stuff like that. The things that you have to have, they are necessities. You cannot live without. 20% goes into savings. So you take that $200, you say, I'm gonna put 100 here and 100 there, as long as they are a part of your savings. And then 30% goes to your wants. Again, so cable, eating out, stuff like that. And then I found no budget, the no budget. And basically with that, if you don't like writing down all this stuff and you remember, okay, on the first of the month, I got to pay my rent, or whatever day of the month, I have to pay my mortgage, and I got to pay my car note. If you have a car note, I got to pay my car insurance, stuff like that. You know what you have to pay. So after all of that is taken care of, with the no budget, you just are tracking your bank account. Like, if you're one of those bank account people, you are tracking your bank account. So if you like, oh, I still have $300 left in my bank account, you can say, okay, I'm gonna put 100 into my savings. Okay, I have $200 left in my bank account, so I can go out to eat, or I can go do this to do that, and you are just watching your bank account. That does not work for me. Like, to be completely honest, that does not work for me. I've done that, and I have a really bad memory. I forget to pay bills if I don't write it down. Like, I have to write my stuff down. And I don't even have that many bills, and that's a shame. Like, I don't have that many bills, but if I don't write it down, I will forget. Like, I'll forget to do my electricity, which is ridiculous. Like, I've done that so many times before I started writing everything down. Like, I would forget to pay my electricity, and then I get the bill like, your stuff is gonna be turned off if you don't pay. And then I'm like, oh crap, I gotta pay. And then like, oh, I ain't got no more money to pay because I don't budget. So let me go back, call them, see if they can push, the little deadline back a little bit. Like, I've been there, done that. That is not the way to live. It's too risky. So the four budgets that I found: zero-based, cash only, balance money formula, and the no budget. I feel like, and again, I'm no expert. I don't know any of this. I'm learning and I'm going as I learn. Like, I'm just bringing y'all with me. But when I was looking at this, I feel like for low income, because this is what this channel is. This is a low income budgeting channel. Like, I am budgeting with low income. Um, the zero base and the cash only works for low income. So it's basically, you need to sit down and you need to write down all of your expenses. You need to write down how much money you are bringing home per month. And then also you have to figure out, is monthly budgeting better for you, weekly budgeting, or yearly budgeting? Low income, more than likely it will be weekly or monthly budgeting. That's best, because we don't make that much money. Okay. So that will likely be best. You going through once a week and looking at your budget, what's being paid, how much you have left over, all of that. I do, mine is basically monthly budget, because I know what I know per month what my stuff is going to be. So nothing has changed. I don't have any extra income yet, which that is one of my financial goals, is to get more income flowing in, preferably passive income. That means I don't have to go out and be out working after my 9 to 5. I have to go out and do something else, second shift. Like, I would really prefer passive income. But that is that. Next week I'm gonna do my February budget. I'm not going to do that today, because I think the way I'm going to write it, I'm going to actually write it down a little differently. So you'll see that next week in my next video. And then I don't know if I'm going to do it next week or the following week, but we are going to talk about debt. Like, we are going to get some stuff. Like, we're going to talk about it. We'll get it out there. And we just, hey neighbors. And we are just like, we're going to keep it 100. Like, about all of this stuff, because that's the only way, honesty, being real about it, like, that's the only way that we can fix the problem. So again, if you like what you see, well, not again, because I didn't say it. If you like what you see, hit like, the little thumbs up, like this video. Leave a comment down below which budgeting technique do you, of the 4 that I've talked about today, whether that's zero base, cash only, the balanced money formula, or the no budget. Out of those 4, which one do you think is best for you? Are you low income? Are you not? Are you in the middle? Whatever the case may be, let us know down below. And then hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. So yeah, so like the video, comment, hit subscribe. Thanks, and guess what? You are loved. I'll see you when I see you.